Diba, Atty. Mapayag kayo ron sa sinabi ko, Secretary of Injustice Aguirre?
Okay, so yes, I would agree. Si Vitaliano Aguirre talaga yung nagpalala ng war on drugs in the sense that he allowed the Justice Department to support it. Kaya walang investigation. Kaya yung mga prosecutor ng time na yun, kapag may drug case or may charges na buy bust, ganyan, sabi niya, ituloy nyo lang sa korte. Let the court decide on it rather than sa prosecution pa lang, ma-whittle down mo na kung ano ba yung totoo at hindi. Kaya the Justice Department really played a big role in making this entire quote-unquote war on drugs result in killings and thousands of arrests.
Ma'am, big question. I suppose everybody's asked you this already. Any indicators so far na talagang naglabas nga ng sabi ng red notice, para diretso tayo, huwag tayo maligo-ligo ng araswan. Red notice ng Interpol.
Ako, may indication, kumbaga may indicators are usually yung mga guilty, ano yung galawan nila. And so Duterte left the country. I'm waiting for Senator Bato's reaction because most probably he would have been approached some way or another about these warrants. Yung kay Duterte, na pag-alis niya, ang inaabangan ng mga tao kung babalik. Tapos na yung activity tingnan natin kung babalik. Pero as to official confirmation, babalik ulit ako dun sa only the Philippine government and the ICC are in a position to confirm this, and unless we are authorized to do so as well, di saka kami makaka-eksena. Pero sa ngayon, pinagpapaubaya namin sila kasi total sila naman yung dapat mang-aresto. Magagaling sa korte yung warrant addressed sa mga bansa kung saan matatagpuan yung wanted at yung pulis ng bansang yun ang mag-execute ng warrant.
Actually, Attorney Conti, we had Senator Bato de la Rosa here on the set last week. And we asked him if meron na siyang natanggap na letter or any formal notification from ICC. And at that point, sabi niya, wala pa. Because a few months ago, he said he was getting calls from an overseas number pero hindi niya sinasagot. Anyways, fast forward to last week, sabi niya, wala pa yung notification. But we're also hearing na yung warrant, yung red notice, would have been issued a few days ago already. So, what do you think? Yung named na principal here is former President Duterte. Would Senator Bato de la Rosa, would he have gotten something already? Or should he have gotten something already last week?
Well, I'm not sure about the times. Again, yung formality as to when and sino yung inusyuhan ng warrant of arrest, it would be best for the ICC itself and the Philippine government to announce. Ako ang inaabangan ko yung ICC website because that's when the public will know. Karim Khan will announce that, today I announce. British yan, si Karim Khan. But as to Bato de la Rosa, kung hindi man last week ang kanyang warrant, soon enough. Because if we go back to the documents, narinig ko kanina parang pinag-usapan ano yung mga names na forwarded. I'd like to also put in some other names that the victims forwarded, and that would be Lito Patay's name, who figured in several of the big ticket, kumbaga, na mga kaganapan, mga one-time, big-time. And several other officials that we've also put in. Dito sa communications, ano naman bato nyo lahat. So there were many names. But of all those names, the Office of the Prosecutor only put in 3 in their request to open the investigation. Duterte, De La Rosa, Albayalde. So I'm pretty sure they're up next, kung meron mang i-issuehan na kung ano man, warrant man or summons.
Ma'am, how does this work? Sige, Ami, go ahead.
Ulitin ko lang yung process yun na nga. Palagay ko pareho tayong tatanungin So, kung magkakaroon ng warrant, we're expecting na idadaan sa Interpol, Then the Interpol will, sino magno-notify sa gobyerno natin? With the ICC, we are no longer, hindi na tayo part nila Saan nila padadaanin yung gusto nila to get custody of a Filipino?
Technically, the issuance or the announcement of the warrant will only come from the ICC. Siya lang naman kasi yung nag-issue, wala namang iba. Kaya, how and who the ICC will share this information? First, it has to share this information, or it will announce it to those who are member states of the ICC, 125 countries.
Okay.
And also, dadamay na rin nila yung mga bansa, also to those countries who are hosting or where these people may be found. That would cover the Philippines. And then, because of a special agreement with the Interpol, they're also obliged to send it out to the Interpol. The Interpol being an organization that is data sharing. So, ganun yung parang characterization ng kanilang agreement. It's a data sharing agreement, information sharing, where at the minimum you give us the coordinates or the locations of all these people wanted, red notice, or all these people who are kumbaga being monitored, blue notice naman yun.
Mama, we've been hearing in the past 4 months, 5 months na, well, from Malacanang saying na if the ICC releases a warrant and the Interpol releases a red notice, they will abide by all agreements with the Interpol and so on down the line. The implication being that they will conduct the arrest for the Interpol as per agreed on in previous treaties. Pero I'm wondering lang, is there anything in the fine print that could possibly derail that? Baka naman bigla na lang sabihin na, ay hindi pala, may ganito palang ano, may ganito pala nakatago na fine print na hindi pala natin kailangan galawin, hindi natin pwedeng galawin. Is there anything that could possibly derail that possibility that they've been banding around for so many months?
Politics.
Well, I don't think it would be the fine print. It would be the larger print. Kasi sa larger print, the Interpol cannot order the arrest of a person. It cannot compel a member state to arrest a person. The only requirement, or what's only mandatory, is that we share information about the location of a person. The Interpol will not send someone from their team to conduct the arrests. It's really more of information or data gathering nga. Kaya yun yung limitation dyan. Nakuha na namin, Interpol. Ano ngayon? Ganun lang. But what I'm seeing sa larger picture outside of this Interpol arrangement pa, and this is what we're preparing for the accused or subjects of the warrants of arrest to question this legally. Meron bang legal basis ito sa Pilipinas, considering that this is an international warrant of arrest? It would be
Ayun ang
interesting.
itatanong ko, attorney. Kasi when we talk to Senator Bato de la Rosa, sabi niya, kapag yan nga in-issue yung warrant na yan, aakit daw siya sa Supreme Court. What happens if it goes to the Supreme Court?
Then all the issues could come out before the court for consideration. One, does the ICC still have jurisdiction over this particular limited portion? Investigation into crimes against humanity within November 2011 hanggang 2019, March. And I would see the Supreme Court looking back into the decision, Pangilinan versus Cayetano, kung saan pinagpasyahan nila yung patungkol doon sa pagkalas natin sa ICC. At sabi ng Supreme Court doon, well, wala na tayong magagawa, kumalas na. May kapangyarihan ang presidente ng Pilipinas. Pero at dito, for others, they would look at this as parang obiter dictum o nabanggit lang naman, hindi naman yun yung desisyon. But the court already has said that we have residual obligations or continuing obligations because of our participation or membership in the court. Hindi natin may iwasan yun na parang kalimutan na lang.
At
I'm
attorney,
pretty
unanimous
confident.
yun. Unanimous
They will-
yung opinion na yun, di ba? That was a unanimous decision. Walang kumontra ron. Kaya kahit mag-file ng kaso, sila Bato, sila Digong sa Supreme Court, parang malabo naman, nakakainin na lang ng Supreme Court yung kanilang December 2021 opinion na consent na unanimous, di ba?
True. Mahirap ding baliktarin yun kasi the decision laid out so many laws, so many principles in relation to our international obligations. Masinsin yung kaso na yun. Kaya I would even say that it's a landmark case. Kasi ito yung tipong babalik-balikan at aaralin sa law school. It was really very instructive as to parameters of the the president, and then particularly as to the ICC. Kasi dun lang halos yung kaso natin na patungkol sa ICC. And even looking into cases of kumbaga yung RA 9851, which is our local version of the Rome Statute. Dito din pinaparusahan yung crimes against humanity, genocide, etc. maski nga yung local law natin, walang ibang krimen na umakyat sa Supreme Court na ito yung tinatalakay. Kaya pag sinearch mo, crimes against humanity, Supreme Court of the Philippines, decisions or jurisprudence, ang lalabas ito, yung Pangilinan versus Cayetano, and a few other cases. Pero as to the meat or the substance of the case, ito ang instructive or decisive talaga.
Pero attorney, pwedeng ma-delay yung pag-carry out ng arrest. If there is a case before the Supreme Court, pwede siyang ma-delay, hindi ba?
Yes.
Pwedeng sabihin ng Supreme Court, hintayin nyo na mag-final resolution kami.
Pwede, kasi an act of the executive can be hindered, interrupted by an order or a decision from the Supreme Court. Lalo na kung may TRO. Kaya may ganun na technicality. They need first to secure the TRO. And on the part of the Supreme Court, I've seen some instances na hindi nag-i-issue ng TRO. Although there are some instances na nag-i-issue ng TRO. The TRO is crucial, or even yung preliminary injunction, kasi habang dinidinig, tigil muna.
Yes.
Pero kung wala, pwedeng i-enforce. Kaya it's both
Ang hinihintay kong
political decision.
ang expected na argument nila, ng kampo nila, inumpisahan na ng Department of Justice ang investigate for Republic Act, yung sa Crimes Against Humanity, yung atin. Yun ang i-invoke nila na nag-uupta na yung process dito and mawawala ng jurisdiction muna. Yung complementarity, it will kick in because of that. Paano pag yun ang invoke nila sa Supreme Court?
And we also invoke Article 17 of the same rule, yung of the same law, RA 9851, which is reverse complementarity. Kinikilala dito sa batas natin, sa local law, na kapag meron ng ibang nag-iimbestiga, magpapaubaya. Kaya reverse in the sense na, sa totoo, dapat yung nagpapaubaya ay yung ICC. Kung may nangyayaring domestic case or investigation, yun yung mauna or pagpapatuloy. Pero dito, sa batas din naman natin, may reverse complementarity. At it is in the context na if the ICC is already investigating, then we should allow them.
Actually, we already know that yun yung magiging defense. Senator De La Rosa has said so many times that he believes, and Duterte believes, the ICC does not have jurisdiction over the Philippines anymore. So yung TRO, how difficult is it going to be to get, do you think? And especially since yung window that we're talking about is very small. March 19 tayo nag-pull out of the ICC. They began investigating late 2018, if I recall correctly. So how difficult do you think it'll be?
For them, it would be really difficult because they need to show that there has been a grave violation of someone's rights, constitutional rights. Yung sa jeepney modernization nga, di ba, karapatan yun ng mga jeepney driver na maging malayang makapili kung sasali sila sa isang consolidated entity o hindi. Hindi nag-issue ng TRO ang Supreme Court. Kaya may positive and may negative na mga example ngayon sa Supreme Court. Pero maingat sila. Maingat sila tungkol dito. Ewan ko lang kung makakaapekto yung, alam nyo na, publicity, tsaka yung public clamor over this. Sana naman hindi. Kasi sa totoo, kung if you come to terms with it, simply put, the ICC is asking if we can have, kung sakaling may warrant, is asking if we can put or have one of your individuals or several of your individuals, some Filipinos, taken to trial. Hindi naman yung dinadala ng bitayan to trial para lang sa hearing. And I would imagine that the court will agree na there is no violation of your right because precisely you're being afforded due process. And it would be very hard for them, I guess, to keep on repeating that they have no jurisdiction, that the ICC has no jurisdiction over a particular period of time. Grabe na lang yung deny to death na argumento kung kakatigan pa yan ng Supreme Court. So, well, good luck to them and of course, good luck to us
Pero
kung paano natin ipaglalaban to.
Diba, attorney, may kaunting de facto recognition yung gobyerno nung panahon ni Justice Secretary Ibarra, nung 2021, nung nag-request siya sa kay Karim ng respite doon sa investigation ng ICC for 10 months, 1 year, na sabi niya, bigyan muna ng pagkakataon yung ating justice system na ipakita na it's working. Pero noong 2022, binawi yan ng ICC dahil nga wala namang nakasuhan nung panahon na yon. So walang nakita ang ICC na improvement doon sa ating justice system para talakayin itong mga EJK na ito in their thousands. Kaya binawi yan noong 2022. Pero sinasabi ko lang, di ba de facto recognition yan na humingi ng palugit si then Justice Secretary Guevara na ngayon ay Solgen ni BBM. Humingi siya ng palugit, therefore recognizing na meron ngang proseso na gumugulong sa ICC in relation sa ating bansa kahit umalis na tayo.
Actually, yung very question of jurisdiction, you have submitted yourself voluntarily to the jurisdiction of the court if you go to court. Kaya yung submissions nila, yung apela nila for ang tawag dito, relief, affirmative relief na, uy, pwede mo bang wag nang ituloy yung ano mo? That is asking the court for something na pabor sa'yo. And that is recognizing that the court has power to do kung ano man, di ba? Kaya sana maging consistent din sila dun sa kanilang posisyon. Kasi may posisyon kasi na, walang jurisdiction yan, so wag na lang natin pansinin. Biglang nagpunta sa ICC, may submissions. Nag-hire pa tayo dun, di ba, ng lawyer, si Sara Bafadel?
Yes.
Nakita ko siya recently, sabi ko, magaling nga talaga si Sara Bafadel. Magkano kaya to per hour? Kaya si Sara Bafadel ay isa sa mga nagtitrain ng mga counsels. Nung nag-training kami recently, isa siya sa mga nandun. Kaya sabi ko, mukhang isa to sa mga expert talaga sa processes.
Okay.
Maraming salamat.
Okay. We'll leave it there. Thank you so much for your time, Attorney Kristina Conti, lawyer to drug war complainants. We'll let you go kasi we know you have a meeting pa. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
So
Thank
much
you, attorney.
Maraming salamat,
Ingat.
attorney.